It's time for our favorite conspiracy. I say that about everyone. He's not our favorite. He doesn't like Baphomet a lot, though, and that's funny. Here's a call for an uprising, once again talking about, I think, the vaccine. This video is called, "You Need to See This, Just How Desperate They Are to Get Children Vaxxed." And then there's a lot of X's in his vaxxed. So let's, take a look and see what he has to say. What ridiculous conspiracy he has about medicine. Oh, excuse me. Hiccupy. Let's go.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I want to let everyone see a clip here. The full video is on my website, acallforanuprising.com. We cannot talk about this stuff on YouTube, but there are a bunch of clips from this CNN town hall with Sesame Street filled with kids asking about the vaccine, when they can get it. Just unbelievable stuff. So you can hear me.
Again, I talked about this in an earlier video where we were talking about someone who there was another show, I think it was from Ireland, that involved kids talking about the vaccine. Again, kids can be afraid of the doctor. I wasn't as a kid, but a lot of kids are, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's understandable. It's a scary place for a child, especially considering as a child you know so little about the world. So demystifying these things for children, going to the doctor to get a vaccine, especially if it's something like a shot, because kids don't like shots, it can be good for them. It can help make them less afraid. It mitigates their fear in some way to have, especially someone that they see all the time, like Big Bird on TV or a Muppet or some other kid's character, talk about this with them, because those characters are often giving messages of education to these kids anyway, and they're familiar with them, so it makes it easier to get that message across, and they trust that figure in some way. So basically, I didn't see this, but I assume it involved Big Bird and some kids asked questions about the vaccine or about COVID or whatever, and Big Bird gave answers to those questions. I would imagine these are honest medical answers put together by the people at PBS. However, vaccine nutbags, like A Call for an Uprising, or I should say anti-vax nutbags, are going to take this as nefarious because they think medicine is somehow a diabolical plot to microchip you. Oh boy, it's a good thing people don't walk around with a big brick full of microchips all day, every day. That sure would be embarrassing for anti-vaxxers if they believe something so stupid as to think they need to inject you with a microchip, and that people don't just voluntarily carry around microchips all day. Anyway, let's see what he has to say.
Unfiltered and, fully able to express my feelings about just how effing low these people are and how they're using children and manipulating them.
Subtle ad placement.
With nothing but trash. And they go to Sesame Street, and this isn't mind control. This is sick is what it is. So that's available on my website, but I'm going to show you a clip in just 1 second. Just want to remind everyone, too, if you haven't subscribed to my other channel, okay, I know there's people out there that pretend to be me, things like that. These are the channels where I upload new content, my content, where you could reach out and comment on my videos if you're not a member of the website. So this channel, Call for an Uprising, right here, is my...
Why did he start a second channel with the exact same name and the exact same content? Here he has almost 400,000 subscribers, and he started this other channel that's also called A Call for an Uprising, but in all caps, and it has 45,000. I assume he's trying to evade being, like, delisted by YouTube or something, but you're really not supposed to do that, either way. Gonna put that on my conspiracy list as well. Fine. Weird.
My other channel that I'll be uploading on, as just waiting for it to get through the review process. So once it's through that, I'll be uploading over there. That's why this video is on this channel. But just make sure you pause it and subscribe. And now take a look at the kids making sure that Santa Claus, Satan Claus, is going to get vaccinated. And Dr. Fauci does what he does best. He lies.
Santa get the vaccine? And is it safe for him to go in the house?
How can Santa Claus safely give out presents with COVID-19 spreading everywhere? How can he do it?
Will Santa still be able to visit me in coronavirus season?
Oh boy. Okay, so I'm guessing this guy's gonna complain about these kids asking about Santa Claus and the answers that they're going to be given. Okay, first of all, if you're having any children in the room while you listen to me, you shouldn't do that, but I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to get the kids out of the room before I talk about some Santa stuff, if you know what I mean. So, you know, give me 10 seconds before I start talking about this so they don't have to hear the real thing I'm going to talk about. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Also, why are you watching this with kids in the room? This is not a show for children. Don't do that. Either way. Okay, so let's talk about this. Kids care about this because kids are told that Santa Claus is real. Okay? Santa Claus is a thing that a lot of people tell their kids is real, and it's a fun little Christmas thing for them. Some people choose not to do that. That's also great. But a lot of kids believe in Santa. So when you're telling kids, hey, this COVID thing is a big deal, it's why you can't go to school, you know, they know about COVID, it's affecting their lives, kids are gonna reasonably have these questions. If we have to quarantine, Santa's going into everyone's houses. So how does that work? So you tell the kids, oh, he's been vaccinated or he's immune because magic or whatever. It's to preserve the illusion of Santa for these kids and also to assuage their fears about that belief. Like, I'm not here to tell you one way or another about, like, what you should do with your kids and Santa, because they're your kids. I don't care. But it's part of that narrative, right? Kids have these questions. It makes sense to answer those questions and get sort of a consistent narrative amongst all kids so they don't go to school and one kid, even their Zoom school online, if they're, like, interacting with other kids, it doesn't make sense, you know, for them to go, oh, my parents told me this. My parents told me this. So it just gives sort of a consistent narrative to the Santa thing. Okay? Cool.
What if he can't go to anyone's house or near his reindeer?
Well, I have to say I took care of that for you because I was worried that you'd all be upset. So what I did a little while ago, I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself. I measured his level of immunity and he is good to go.
Stuff like this is fine. It's cute. It's kind of like how NORAD, yeah. So, NORAD does this Santa tracker thing, right? And this started, I think, because back in the day, there was going to be a Santa tracker thing that was supposed to be a different number, but it somehow got replaced by the number for NORAD. So they just started actually giving out, like, oh, here's where Santa is. And they turned it into a little official thing. It's cute. It's a thing to show kids, like, oh, this is where Santa is or whatever. And then on, you know, Christmas Eve and Christmas, they do the tracker where they show a map and where Santa supposedly is during that time of the evening. Again, it's just like a cute thing. I'm on the fence about whether or not you should do the Santa thing with your kids. I don't have kids, so it's, you know, none of my business. They're your kids. I'm not telling you what to do. Just personally, I'm kind of on the fence because it is lying to your kids, but it is also like a cute thing to believe as a kid. I remember I have a lot of fond memories as a kid involving like Santa and belief in Santa and stuff. Arguably, it could also be used to teach your kids some skepticism, like once they get older and start to figure this stuff out for themselves. I don't know. Either way, it's fine. This is just a cute thing to do and assuage the fears of children about Santa in the coronavirus world that we live in right now. There's nothing wrong with this. A call for an uprising is just an asshole.
He can come down the chimney. He can leave the presents. He can leave, and you have nothing to worry about.
No, right, Dr. Fauci. So Dr. Fauci, in addition to what he tells adults out there, is also claiming Santa's real. Of course, we want to keep that in kids' heads. I mean,
yeah,
it's
a lot of people have their kids believe in Santa.
Great to have some mythical satanic being.
Santa's not satanic. Santa is based on a variety of mythological creatures from European folklore. Sinterklaas, Papa Noel. Arguably, some people have said some elements have been taken from Odin. Saint Nicholas, the real person, the saint that is Christian. was also an inspiration for Santa Claus. Like, this is, you look this up, it's not a mystery, it's not a secret where the myth of Santa Claus comes from.
As the face of Christmas when, I mean, why not, right? Why not? And then tell the kids out there that you went and did it yourself. I mean, this is just so perverse and sick in so many ways. This entire thing of what they've been doing with these Sesame Street town halls. And again, my full uncut, uncensored video is available on the website, so go check it out. Make sure you subscribe. It's well worth it. I also post...
I do appreciate that a lot of this stuff is now behind a paywall on his website, and therefore I'm sure much fewer people are actually seeing it, so that's nice.
Posted some stuff in the...
This is stupid. Someone says, "No child wants a vaccine. This is shameful." Okay, kids don't want, like, vegetables either, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't eat vegetables, right? I don't base what's good for children on what the children want, okay? Kids aren't responsible. They're children. They don't know what is and is not good for them. They know what they like, but that's a different matter altogether.
Forum that everyone needs to see involving our friends at the LGBT. Okay? So if you
What? Wait, what? I gotta go back.
see, make sure you subscribe. It's well worth it. I also posted some stuff in the forum that everyone needs to see involving our friends at the LGBT.
I assume that's something that he posted to his website about LGBT individuals, something probably, I would guess something homophobic that he doesn't want to post to YouTube because he would obviously get banned for that.
Okay? So if you miss me unfiltered, you don't have to miss out anymore. It's on the website. I want to thank you guys again. Let me know what you think of Fauci inoculating Saint Nick. Or should I say Saint Dick? Saint Santa or Saint Satan for the holiday season.
He's trying real hard to say clever things, but sometimes it just doesn't come.
How low will they get? Just seems like they'll continue to get lower. And no one sees an agenda? Interesting. Interesting stuff. Thank you guys for listening. God bless all of you and your families.
Ugh, he's such trash.
If you've ever...
Yeah, a bit shorter from him this week, but like, again, he's got other videos on the vaccination too.
This is... And...
Did he get a strike for anti-vax AIDS denialist stuff? Or AIDS, so probably just the anti-vaccination part.
The channel's done something for you, whether you enjoy the content and are talking about the vaccine. I've made it very clear that all of the zombies out there who are begging for it, I want them to go and get it. I hope that...
Oh yeah, he lost monetization altogether. Look at that.
They do. I just have said that because of my religious beliefs, that I don't want it. Now, this is what YouTube has sent me, and I want to show you, and then I want to ask you guys to do me a favor. If anybody's gotten anything out of this channel, and the channel's done something for you, whether you enjoy the content and are entertained by it, whether it's made you think differently and at least open your mind to the things that I'm talking about here, or it's helped you wake up and find Christ, I need everyone's help. The first thing I need is everyone to please subscribe to my other channel. This is my new channel, Sympathy.
Yeah, that's an evasion. You're not allowed to do that. But, like, if YouTube, like, demonetizes one channel, you can't just hop over to another channel. That's not how it works.
But if you're... I fully believe that this channel is being religiously discriminated against.
No, there are plenty of religious YouTube channels. It's because you spout absolute nonsense.
I look at the guidelines and the terms of service, and when they talk about religious discrimination on Google and on YouTube, they specifically talk about Jewish people, Muslim people. There's nothing in there about Christians being discriminated against because they've created the illusion that we're the big bad bully and we're the ones doing the discriminating. When, if you follow any of these Christian YouTubers, whether they're a minister or not, they're just somebody who believes in Christ, you've seen what they've done to all this address. And if you have the free time and you care about this, comment. But the fact with like upheaving and you're gonna have to cut my Johnson off and do a lot more than that because I'm not stopping off going anywhere. I always say you have to cut my tongue off to get me stopped. No, you're gonna have to cut my tongue off and you're gonna have to cut my Johnson off and do a lot more than that because I'm not stopping ever, ever, ever. you'll have to cut my head off, I guess. And I'm talking about the head on my shoulders. Okay? You're going to have to cut it off because I'm going to have to be 6 feet under for me to stop. And they don't get any strikes for bullying or hurting my feelings. Not that I'm flagging them. Nuts. But those people are allowed to say whatever. Responses to me, like, 4 to 6 hours a day doing video rebuke or responses to me. I mean, you got to have a lot of free time and a sad, sad existence to be doing that kind of stuff here.
That's very true. The time that I'm not doing a call for an uprising responses, it's just crying into the tinfoil constantly
On YouTube, but those people are allowed to say whatever they want and call me nuts, and they don't get any strikes for bullying or hurting my feelings. Not that I'm flagging them, but I would assume that people who follow my channel would maybe see it and get mad about it. But they still have the right. Just imagine if you were in that spot and you didn't have a right to speak. And people just don't put themselves in this spot. They think it's funny and they don't realize they're not going to be able to speak sooner or later. So please, if you can do some of these things, I'm going to start sending letters and faxing because I'm not taking this laying down.
I'm sure YouTube is going to love getting 20 faxes a day from this anti-vax guy. That's going to go well.
Already, seeking legal counsel for religious discrimination and termination in the workplace because that's really what this is. And maybe they're a private company, but you know what? You're not allowed to discriminate somebody based on their religious beliefs.
You're not being discriminated on because of your religious beliefs. You're being removed and demonetized because you peddle lies constantly, and not of the religious kind, but of the anti-vax kind. That's why. You also peddle QAnon nonsense, which isn't really a religious belief at all. It's just a conspiracy theory. That's why. So please, a call for an uprising. Please, please, please go spend money and go talk to a lawyer about this and have yourself laughed out of their office. It will be beautiful. I want to see you go and waste a lawyer's time with this stuff and explain to them that you're trying to tell people they banned me because I think Santa is satanic and that vaccines are going to be the mark of the beast. And then look at them in the eye and recognize the look that will be them going, oh no, I let this crazy person into my office.
The put up.
And the things that they have set up in here with LGBT, vaxes, all this stuff is discriminating against what the Bible talks about.
Okay, we can do the gay agenda on the bingo card. That's fine.
And the things that we believe in, whether people think it's too harsh or not. And no one's even on here screaming at the top of their lungs that we need, this or that to occur and these people need to die. And no one's saying that. I've never said that on my channel. People think I'm a violent guy. I'm not violent. Do I punch someone in the face? Sure.
Your channel is called A Call for an Uprising. Do you know what an uprising is?
But I kill somebody? No. That's not my job. God passes judgment on these people. And God will pass judgment on me as well. So I think it's just absolutely ridiculous what has occurred. I'm pretty upset about it. I'm trying to just, move forward from it. So I hope people will sub to my other channel. Let's try to get a call for an uprising. I'm just going to call it my main channel for now, which you can see, and it's in the comments, pinned in the comment section. Let's try to get that to 100,000 and get that channel going. And, I know people are like, well, they're just going to get it suspended again. Well, I still need to have a presence here because this is where I can reach people who are completely lost and it can wake them up. The people on my website are people who have been following the channel for a long time, and I greatly appreciate them, and I hope more of you will come over. So I'm sorry for just ranting about it. It's just, because that's what their goal is. That's the Georgia Guidestones. That's their 10 Commandments. That's allowed to be up here in America. But God forbid you have the 10 Commandments up anywhere.
The Georgia Guidestones are on private property where they can put whatever they want up. If you want to put a 10 Commandment statue on your own private property, a call for an uprising, you're free to do so. But you can't do it on public land, on a courtroom property, or a courthouse property, rather. That's the difference. Don't make false equivalences. It doesn't make you look great.
Right? I mean, it's an utter joke. So make sure you check out the other channel. Again, you could mail. We have to do snail mail or fax, if anyone even has fax machines anymore. YouTube, but I think it'll be worth it if they start feeling like, okay, let's just get this guy's channel back up running and leave him be.
They're not going to do that.
That would be great, because I just want a platform where I can speak freely, and if I'm following the guidelines, I should be able to. And that's that. So thank you guys again. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You're the best audience on YouTube. I appreciate all of you greatly. And any help you guys could provide from the options that I gave would be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys so much. God bless all of you and your families.
Well, that's good.
If you
I'm glad a call for an uprising is being disincentivized to peddle, you know, this dangerous nonsense. Because it really is. It really, really is. But yeah, that'll be interesting to keep an eye on for the next few months. I'm wondering if the ban evasion is gonna result in anything or what. But moving on.